you have all these ratings to get, all these licenses.
So let's say there's a young kid out there, maybe high school age, maybe a little
Yeah.
younger, thinking about becoming a pilot at some point. What advice would you give them in terms of how they could take classes now or conduct themselves to prepare themselves for something like that?
You know, that's a great question. And seeing my boys go through it and see the process there. I also, with the company I work for, I'm a mentor for a pipeline program. So I've got 3 or 4 mentees that are trying to get to the airline. And so I kind of advise them and mentor them. And I would really say the biggest thing, especially with aviation, is it seems very daunting. Like, you have all these ratings to get, all these licenses. It's going to take forever, right? It seems like it's going to. It is the whole analogy of how do you eat the elephant, one bite at a time. So I think my number one advice would be look at your end goal. Like, where do you want to be? And then back that off from there and ask yourself, how do I get there? And what steps do I take in between to get there? And really understand with anything else worth doing, right? 27 years in media, right? You didn't get to this point because you took a break, right? You got to the point because you had a goal, like you had your eyes on the horizon, right? And you knew the steps you needed to get there, and you just were persistent. So I think it's self-discipline and persistence. For me, flying jets, I distinctly remember, I was 22 years old, running on a track in Pensacola. I just got commissioned, just starting flight training. I saw 2 F-18s come in overhead for a landing. I looked at them, I'm like, that's what I want. Like, I will not stop short of getting in one of those airplanes. And so understanding that and knowing what your passion is and what your goals are, and just keeping your sights on those goals and not letting anything keep you from that, I think the will, the determination, the self-discipline is what's going to get you there. You know, I did really good in flight school. I got fighters. I flew F-18s, F-35s, got to go to Top Gun, was a Top Gun graduate. I'm not smarter than anyone else, right? Not a better pilot. I think what got me there was I saw what I wanted, and I just pushed myself to be the best I could be and throw myself all into what I wanted to do. But I think just finding what your goal is and what you're passionate about and really sticking to that, I think that would be the number one key to success that I can think in that context.
There you have it, folks, from the pilot himself. Words of wisdom if you're thinking about getting into this. We're going to include some links in the description that I'm going to ask Jed for later that might lead someone to do some research into becoming a pilot, whether that's for the military or commercial. And hopefully we can get somebody else's dream to come true.